It was quite terrifying. A royal riot under the bush, with the fallout from the angry British mob's attack against Prince William and his wedding in jeopardy. We're going to have major problems.
I would have to say, and he would agree.
Does Oprah regret not marrying and having children? I'm Sean Robinson. Oprah opens up about her weight. Will she ever diet again?
I think I did myself a great disservice.
Jake and Taylor called the cops. I'm Maria Menounos with a phone call that may have prompted a police helicopter response.
The phrase kept coming in my head about the guy who killed him. McCartney mourns Lennon, his memories of the murder, and what helped him through it. So that made it a little bit easier.
Now, you know it's Christmas time when you hear Mariah, but now you get to hear Mom, too.
Does the attack on Charles and Camilla's car send shockwaves all the way to William and Kate? Welcome to Access Hollywood. London protesters angry over huge college tuition hikes actually chanted, "Off with their heads." And this trouble will trickle all the way down to the royal wedding. After what happened last night, we're going to have major problems.
William and Kate's royal wedding is only 4.5 months away. Our royal watcher Neil Sean explained how the riot is going to change things.
We can tell you that later tonight they're having a meeting at Buckingham Palace about really what they're going to do security-wise. But I think you might actually see, a scaled-back royal wedding.
Prince Charles and his wife were surrounded by violent rioters. Camilla's terrified reaction says it all.
You can see that Camilla's really shocked and quite nervous in the car. She's thinking, what's really going on here?
Sean was caught in the middle of the riot, where student protesters knocked down fences and barricades, while police in riot gear tried to hold them back.
There was no police around, one lone policewoman, no police outriders, and basically Charles and Camilla right slap bang in the middle of this riot, and consequently some students saw them and thought we could get these. If it had come out a fraction earlier, I'm telling you, that paint would have been all over the Duchess. When Camilla got inside the theatre, the first thing she requested, a fifth brandy.
The future King of England's burgundy Rolls-Royce limousine was pelted with paintballs. Charles and Camilla made it out safely. The same cannot be said for their car.
Yeah, the car was really damaged. The whole window was completely smashed on the side, and there was all paint running down the back.
Prince Charles' security detail was overwhelmed by demonstrators during the riot. Security that Charles said he was not worried about during his recent Dateline interview with Brian Williams.
And you don't have terrible security compared to our president, at least you can... No. It's a different thing, really. Yeah. I think for the president it must be a nightmare because of the amount of security.
Yeah, opposite hand. So this hand go that way. And then this hand go this way.
Beeb shows Barb his moves as credits rolled on Barbara Walters' 10 Most Fascinating People special. And the hour before, it was Barbara's interview with Oprah, in which Winfrey tearfully expressed her love for Stedman. But does she regret not marrying him and having kids? I'm so glad I didn't get married.
Really?
Yes. And I would have to say, and he would agree, I mean, I was just saying this one day over a kitchen counter. Well, if Stedman and I got married, we probably would be divorced. And then he said, for sure? I went, what do you mean, for sure? But for sure, we would have not still been together.
Because?
Because with marriage, there are expectations. Certainly expectations.
And no regret of not having children?
I could not, first of all, could not have had this life and lived it with the level of intensity that is required to do this show the way it's done. I'd be one of those people that the kids coming and saying, Mom, you've neglected me. So I have no regrets about that. I have none.
But one regret Oprah did reveal to Barbara is all the focus for many years on her weight.
The weight. I have lost, as of this morning, 67 pounds. I think I did myself a great disservice focusing so much on the external you know, body features.
Are you dieting? Do you do
No,
anything?
I'll never diet again. I refuse to beat myself up about it anymore. Here's a picture of me. That's my mother in front of our little house.
Oprah's childhood was not a pretty picture. After both rape and pregnancy, which she's openly discussed, Winfrey left her mother's home at 14 to live with her father.
And your mother? Do you see her?
I would not say that I have been the kind of daughter that, you know, calls home every week and is checking in with my parents.
You're not terribly close.
I wouldn't say that we're terribly close. I'm grateful that they were able to do for me what they could do for me. I hadn't been here a year, and the first thing I did was to retire my mother and to retire my father, and to make sure that they never had to want for anything as they tried to do for me.
More Oprah ahead. She's been down under, charming Australia all week. And we're with Winfrey every step of the way. But right now, we begin TGIF with a call to the police. With the paparazzi in hot pursuit, it's a TGIF fact that new couple Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal appear to have called the cops. Jake and Taylor were cruising around Beverly Hills when Jake reportedly decided they needed protection. One pap on the scene described it as a complete overreaction. It's a TGIF fact. The crack in the case of murdered Hollywood publicist Ronnie Chasen was due to the persistence of a tipster. America's Most Wanted, John Walsh, told AH Live it took more than one phone call to the show's tip line before police were able to confront Harold Smith, the man they believe killed Chasen.
He didn't really leave the address and information until several days later, and then he called back, and Beverly Hills PD, Chief Snowden, and the head detective, Mike Publicker, got right on it.
Happy your husband will be kissing another man? Well, if you're social network star Armie Hammer's wife, it is a fact, and the man he'll be kissing is none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. Armie will be playing the rumored love interest of J. Edgar Hoover in the upcoming biopic about the first FBI director.
My wife's just happy I don't have to kiss another woman.
And it's a fact, Gia Mantegna has been named Golden Globe. 20-year-old Gia is the daughter of actor Joe Mantegna. Hollywood Foreign Press Association President Phil Burke made the announcement. The 68th Annual Golden Globe Awards air January 16th on NBC.
Hi, I'm Paul Rudd. I'm hosting Saturday Night Live this week and with musical guest Paul McCartney.
That was great. Sounds like McCartney's going to have his hands full tomorrow night on SNL. And last night, McCartney was Jimmy Fallon's special guest. Little backstory here, when Paul wrote the Beatles song Yesterday, he came up with the music first, and so he made up silly words as filler, calling it Scrambled Eggs. Here's Paul and Jimmy.
Scrambled eggs. Oh, my baby, how I love your legs.
Oh, it's a beauty. Combine that with John Lennon's song Glass Onion, and you've got a Beatles omelet. And speaking of John, Wednesday marked the 30th anniversary of his death, and Paul shared his intimate thoughts.
It was just so senseless. I think that was the feeling everyone had. It was like, the phrase kept coming in my head about the guy who killed him, jerk of all jerks. Yeah, it was just so sad, you know, because she thought John would be around forever, and we'd hanged, and yeah. I think the nice thing about it, though, was that we got our friendship back together.
You wrote a song about him after this happened on the Tug of War album. It's called Here Today, which is one of my favorites. Would you mind playing a little tonight?
I'll play that.
And if I say
I really loved you and was glad you came along, that you were here today, for you were in my song.
Touching tribute. All right, coming up, more Oprah this time down under and impressed with the locals.
Do you all go to like friendly school, or is it
Everybody is so darn friendly. And the AH Nation takes on the angry mob should William and Kate's wedding be scaled down due to the major unrest.
But first, Jane Fonda, fabulous at 72, her one major beauty secret you don't want to miss. And who's this military babe? We'll reveal her surprising identity coming up.
Get your TV and movie news on the go. Head to accesshollywood.com/good-to-go on your mobile phone for up-to-the-minute access.
Guys, we won. Sorry, what? Guys, leave it. What are you saying? Look at this. We can't hear you. Hold up, guys. What? We won. We won what? We won Lotto 649. We won Lotto 649. Oh, man. Let me see that.
The next Lotto 649 jackpot is $7 million.
This looks great. Just stop over here. Over the years, President's Choice has become known for its outstanding hors d'oeuvres. And the new PC puff pastry hors d'oeuvres from this season's Holiday Insiders Report are no exception. What are these? Those are Swiss Gruyere with smoked ham. Those are roasted sweet potato and goat cheese. And those are apple smoked Gouda with caramelized onion. 40 pieces for just $10. They're a great way to spread the joy this holiday season. All right, where to next? Pastry? President's Choice. Isn't it time you switch supermarkets?
What do other pizzas have that we don't? Things like sodium nitrite, artificial flavors. A McCain thin crust deluxe pizza, on the other hand, mushrooms, peppers, onions, Canadian cheese, pepperoni made with natural ingredients, nothing artificial or stimulated. You could say we left a few things out. Compare labels and see for yourself. McCain, it's all good. $1 million and Lady Million, fragrances by Paco Rabanne.
You shouldn't have.
You're worth it.
Small coffee and a muffin, only $1.39 every day.
Here's what's happening on the island.
Help Santa keep his promise and donate a new toy for a child in Victoria. Mayfair Center, Hillside Center, and West Shore Town Center are accepting donations until December 14th. Look for the CFAX Santa's Anonymous booth. On December 17th, join CFAX Santa's Anonymous for Miracle on Broad Street, the annual 12-hour celebration and radio pledge drive. Your generous donation will help to pay for Christmas hampers and other needs for families in Victoria.
That's what's happening on the island. Maybe I still have a lot to learn. You think you should graduate?
Yeah.
You?
Yes, I do.
No.
We have some communication issues to work through.
Well, it's fast, man. Whoa. You get the right away?
Canada's Worst Driver, the season finale, Monday on Discovery Channel.
It's got to be better than the other 7 Lady Gagas around the world. Vegas always has the best.
There is a reason why Lady Gaga looks stiff. She is. Las Vegas was just one of 8 cities worldwide that unveiled a Lady Gaga wax figure at Madame Tussauds. Our 2 favorites, Berlin, had Gaga sporting a hair bow and black lips. Kind of impressive. But the best was London, which gave Gaga a telephone head. Now to Jane Fonda, she looks great in the flesh at age 72 and reveals her secret.
Mine is sleep. Sleep and water, yeah. Sleep. Yeah. Lisa, I don't function well.
72 and sexy as can be. Nearly 30 years after her original workout tape, Jane Fonda is back in a leotard, minus the leg warmers, for her brand new workout DVD. We joined Jane and her Fonda fitness team in Hollywood last night for the big launch. The Bachelors Jason and Molly renewing their vows before hitting Zappos.com. Rock and Roll Las Vegas Marathon, benefiting the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America.
So money from different schools, savings from women to Cadillacs.
On on TV Saturday, ESPN's 30 for 30 Pony Excess documents the biggest scandal in college football history. In 1987, Southern Methodist University became the only program in history to get the death penalty.
Access Snack Break brought to you by Pistachio. Get cracking. Or perhaps Waxen. Last night, Kyle learned the brutality of ladyscaping on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Kyle was prepping for a fundraiser bike ride in Napa.
They made it.
Meanwhile, Camille grapples about what's to happen with her marriage to Kelsey Grammer.
My husband feels that his career in LA is over and that New York loves him.
And that's what you missed on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Access Snack Break brought to you by Pistachio. Get cracking. All right, coming up, Oprah and her entourage of 300 audience members, their Aussie invasion.
She likes my bread.